Dylan Bostic making his way to the ring here, and the crowd, maybe not the biggest Dylan Bostic fan.
Yeah, the crowd here doesn't seem to be Dylan Bostic fans. Not by any stretch of imagination.
They certainly do not. And
Dylan mocking the fans already.
I'm saying they don't seem to be a fan of his. He doesn't seem to be a fan of them.
The thing with Dylan Bostic is here's a guy that grew up wanting to be a professional wrestler. He's a professional wrestler, and he just hates doing it, it seems. He just doesn't want to be here.
It's one of those catch-22. Be careful what your dreams are, because sometimes they might just come true.
Yeah, no respect being shown at all.
The crowd goes mild, Ryan.
My goodness.
Speaking of no respect, looks like referee Aubrey's here.
That is Ref Aubrey. Good catch, intern Mark.
We've seen Dylan Bostic grace the battlefield, the Battleground battlefield, my apologies, back at our studio shows, PWE Battleground. You can catch them on YouTube. Search Pro Wrestling Empire. But yeah, these guys, he's crossed paths with his opponent here tonight, Jake Omen.
Yeah, this is a guy I am not familiar with, but you know, from seeing live and in person those studio shows. But yeah, definitely somebody that is going to make his presence felt here in PWE and right here today in Harrisburg.
Jim, you're getting a good look right now at the end of the world, Jake Omen.
You absolutely are. Just a towering presence.
That could be a bad omen for Bostic.
He's got to have, what, 3-4 inches on Bostic, it would look.
Yeah, officially 2. I think maybe his hair adds another inch there, Jim, but Jake measured in at 6'1", 230 tonight.
I think Dylan maybe a little bit outmatched here against the larger Omen.
Both of these wrestlers debuted at our Battleground stage tapings. That's where we first got introduced to not only Bostic, but Jake Omen as well, known as the end of the world.
Yeah, Bostic doesn't seem to be intimidated at all, though. He's almost making a mockery of Jake Omen.
As a seemingly very disrespectful human being, Dylan Bostic is.
I am pretty familiar with Jake Omen. I'm going to tell you that this nonchalant attitude that you're seeing from Dylan Bostic isn't going to go over well when you're in the ring with someone like Jake Omen, a professional wrestler with a background in jiu-jitsu and kickboxing. The term educated feet often gets thrown around in professional wrestling, but it's a true statement when it comes to somebody like Jake Omen.
Dylan just tried to steal a rubber chicken from a fan, Ryan.
He's just so unlikable.
Like it just, come on.
He's trying to ruffle the feathers of Jake Omen. It looks like that rubber chicken.
Sure is, throwing water bottles at him. Like, come on, Aubrey, get him in the ring. Let's get this match underway.
These two ultimately ended up teaming together when they battled South Philly's finest back at our Battleground tapings. They were able to put whatever this is beside them, but this is a different side of Dylan Bostic than we saw before.
And since then, you got to wonder what happened between the two that brings them to go one-on-one against each other today. And we are officially underway in this contest. One fall to a finish.
Aubrey calls for the bell. I'm glad he found his way
Bostic's now
out.
just tying his trunk. Bostic just doesn't care.
My goodness. Did he get the memo to be ready to go?
I mean, I'm glad he's
tying.
Omen,
I would just be going at him. I don't even know why he's giving him the chance to tie the tights.
Because Omen is a man of respect. Omen trained under the tutelage of Shark Boy and Keith Cream and Jimmy Yang. His mentor is the great Muda. That's why you don't see somebody like Jake Omen jumping to the gun here and wrestling with respect.
There's no cheap shots there. Good point, Ryan.
And if you're Dylan Bostic, you need to watch out for the Shining Wizard, which is the tip of the hat to his mentor, to the great Muda.
Yeah, Bostic wants to take a little breather. Nothing wrong with that.
Mark, a breather, Mark. He hasn't done anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Aubrey. He found his way out of catering. He was a little winded.
There you go. Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with this. You have a 10 count. This is smart now by Dylan Bostic.
Mind games. Mind games. You gotta. If you're Omen, you're getting frustrated right now.
We say that Bostic doesn't care, but that's what he's put. Bostic is a great wrestler himself.
I think Bostic's still a little more concerned about the fans here at ringside than he is about Jake Omen.
I don't think he's concerned with winning anybody over here, that's for sure.
We are finally going to see some action in this contest as two men tie up.
Deep collar and elbow.
Works him into the corner. Now a little showboating after getting the bigger Omen into the corner.
And I'm just not sure if that's a smart move there.
Now big belly to back drops him right on his head. Now working the head and shoulder area of Dylan Bostic.
Bostic looking for a way out here. This is that ground game that you're come to. Was there biting? That's not something you see in jiu-jitsu or kickboxing, that's for sure.
That was enough to bring Omen down to his knees.
And good luck in between these two guys that clearly do not like each other. You're the official, Aubrey Rose trying to keep control of this matchup. Bostic trying to get to the ropes to break this wrist hold that Omen has him in. It's the strength of Omen now working him to the ground, and if you're Bostic, you're just trying to get away, but he got him locked in with the armbar.
What a great move there by Jake Omen, maneuvering with Dylan Bostic to keep the leverage on that arm.
Drops the big knee into the shoulder, and Bostic is in big trouble here in the middle of the ring.
Not where you want to be. Those that shoulder joint being manipulated.
I don't see Bostic smiling and laughing right now.
Certainly not. And just continuing to work on the arm.
Omen in control for the majority of this match so far.
Bostic definitely looks like he wants to find the ropes. Looks like he wants to find his way out of this one.
Bostic found a way out with a stomp to the foot and
Bostic really worried about fans here, think of him.
Bostic's gonna have to get over that real quick if he wants to take it to Jake Omen. Omen
scoops him up.
What a slam by Omen. Regaining control real quick of this matchup.
Omen finding the support of the fans that Dylan Bostic maybe has just been looking for.
Number one, and look at the speed of that elbow. My goodness, right down into the chest and neck area of Bostic. Bostic just now you would think is the time he'd want to roll himself out as he's trying to catch his breath.
The speed shown there by Jake Omen, 230 pounds, 6'1", moving that quickly in a wrestling ring. That's scary.
Big chop. I mean, that hurt Bostic, but I think it also hurt. Look at that, right in the hand of Omen, and you got to think his hand's got to be hurting after caving in the chest of Bostic.
I think Omen said we got one more.
Swing and a miss. Oh my gosh.
Bostic came back with a chop of his own.
Call that a receipt there for Dylan Bostic, right back in the chest of Jake Omen.
Big Irish whip reversal there by Omen, and now big clothesline in the corner. Look at the speed. The speed and size of Omen is terrifying. There's a quick two. Bostic lives to fight on in this matchup.
Yeah, I got to hand it to referee Aldridge. He was down there for that 2 count real quick.
He sure was, but Omen going right back at Bostic.
Bostic, a 15-year veteran, knows the shortcuts, knows how to get out of moves like that using his ring savvy. Wow.
Bostic still asking the crowd who sucks now. I'm telling you, he cares about what this crowd thinks of him.
Right there, right away, once again, he kind of lost the little bit of momentum that he got. Look at these knees right into the midsection. Omen got control back then. Bostic had it, cared about the crowd, and now look where he's at.
Jim, those knees to the midsection, that's the strength center for somebody like Dylan Bostic. Wearing him down at the core. Smart wrestling here by Jake Omen.
It looks like Bostic had kind of raked at the eyes and the face of Omen. Referee missed it.
The referee didn't see it. You can't call what you don't see, Big Jim.
That is the truth.
For sure. Just, oh, look at that right there. The back slam going right in towards the suplex, and down goes Bostic.
Bostic like a well-oiled machine.
Only two. Omen is pointing towards his knee.
You know what that means, Jim. He is gearing up. He is thinking Shining Wizard here. Calling his shot.
And he goes for it. Ah, there we go.
Bostic had the move scouted, Smokey.
Very ring aware.
Taking a timeout here. Bostic is outside amongst the fans that just embrace him and his presence here at PWE.
There's a 1 count. Referee Aubrey starting the count.
If you're somebody like Dylan Bostic, you don't get 15 years in the ring without wrestling smart.
That is true. Ryan is taking a breather. Look at that. He's sitting out amongst the fans, those fans that he disrespected a little bit ago.
No, he's got to count to 10 to get back in there.
Absolutely. This is smart business by Dylan Bostic.
Now look at Omen. Omen's frustrated.
Omen's
The mind games are working. The mind games by... Oh, my goodness. Referee didn't see it. Poke to the eyes by Bostic. Still worrying about this crowd. Wow. Big belly drop and a 2. Almost had him. Now it's Bostic working on the head and shoulder neck area of Omen. You gotta break that big tree down.
This is what you need to do if you're Dylan Bostic. Keep Jake Omen grounded. Keep him down there. Cut off the blood circulation. Cut off the air. Do what you have to do to keep Omen grounded. This is smart wrestling by Dylan Bostic here.
I tell you what, Ryan, I wasn't too sure about Bostic when he came out here. The mind game's working a bit and has definitely evened this match.
What a drop kick.
A great kick by Bostic.
Right, and the kisser took down Omen. Still playing to the crowd is Bostic.
Certainly is, but hey, I can't argue with it. But Bostic has kind of really kind of turned the tide, and I did not see this coming. Whatever he's been doing today here in PWE, it's working. It is working for him.
A little breather outside the ring seemed to breathe new life into Bostic as he's got Omen down on the canvas here. That
sure did. Omen looks like he is about passed out in the middle of the ring.
Jim, we've seen this in sports where the first half doesn't go the way you think. So you have halftime. Bostic rolled to the outside, took some time, regrouped, and has been on the offense ever since.
Absolutely. You see referee checking on Jake Omen. He might be out. The referee might have to call this here.
Well, that could easily turn into a chokehold. Looks like referee Aubrey is right down there to check.
Omen's still fighting. Look at him fighting every last breath that he has.
That was a great point, Mark. Chokes not allowed. Chin locks, things of that nature are allowed in professional wrestling.
Omen gets back to his feet, an elbow to the midsection, and another.
Omen's just so strong.
Big forearm by Bostic, knocking Omen back. These two men putting everything they have into this one. A big Irish whip reversal. I think got Bostic turned sideways. He wasn't sure where he was.
Yeah, that elbow catching the chin area, maybe the side, the ear of Dylan Bostic.
Oh, big hip attack. And went for another one. I think his head hit the post, Ryan.
Wow.
Short arm clothesline. No, and a kick out.
That ripcord lariat there by Dylan Bostic, not enough to keep Omen down.
The fight in both of these men is impressive, and I am marveling at what we're seeing here from Omen and Bostic.
Looks like Bostic's just toying with Omen now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what is he doing here? Working the joints, working the elbow, working the shoulder. Bostic driving that knee into the shoulder region of Jake Omen. Omen back to a vertical base.
Now from Bostic. Training shots. Closed fists maybe. Referee doesn't. I don't blame him. Not one to get in between these two.
That one staggered Bostic.
And right on the back. Back on the knee. You maybe broke a rib or something. But a kick out.
Just if you're Dylan Bostic, you have to start thinking, what do I have to do here?
You gotta wonder
to put Jake Omen away.
Both of these men absolutely giving it their all.
What a match here. Again, Pro Wrestling Empire Battleground. This is the style of wrestling you're going to expect when you watch the Pro Wrestling Empire.
You got that right, Smokey. It may be cold outside, but the action is hot here at Pro Wrestling Empire.
That is true. And look at Bostic. He's getting his air back, and he's just putting all his weight on the back and the side, the ribs of Jake Omen.
Using that hand there on the hip, a little bit extra.
Aubrey laying down the law here now to Bostic, calling for the break.
Dylan Bostic, the only person cheering for Dylan Bostic here tonight.
Well, he's his biggest fan, Ryan. He will never be in a match where he doesn't have his biggest fan in the building.
Well, Smokey, as you know, it is exhausting always rooting for the anti-hero.
Bostic up on top. Oh my gosh, he missed. Nobody was home on that one.
Watch out if you're Dylan Bostic, shining with her.
Is that going to do it? Both legs hooked. That's going to do it.
Unbelievable.
Ultimately an error by Dylan Bostic here.
What a contest. Bostic did all he could, but in the end, it was Jake Omen